All right, so buckle up because today we're diving deep into AI and, tackling the big question everyone's asking, is ChatGPT going to kick Google off its search throne?
Yeah, it's been the talk of the tech world for sure.
It really has. And honestly, after messing around with ChatGPT a bit myself, I get the hype. There's just this buzz, this feeling that it's something different.
It is fascinating, isn't it? That feeling you're getting, it comes from a totally different way of doing things, a fundamental shift in how these tools actually work.
Okay, so let's break it down for us. What makes ChatGPT feel so much smarter than just like doing a regular Google search?
The magic is all in how it processes information. Think of Google like a massive library catalog.
Okay, I'm with you.
You type in keywords, it finds those keywords in websites, and bam, there's your list of results. ChatGPT, totally different. This uses something called natural language processing, NLP for short.
NLP, got it.
It's not just matching words, it's trying to grasp the meaning behind what you're asking, the nuance, almost like you're talking to a real person.
So instead of me trying to guess the right combination of words to please the Google guides, it's more like having a conversation.
Exactly. Imagine you're looking for, let's say, the best Italian restaurant around. A typical Google search, you know what you'll get. A generic list based on your location, maybe some reviews.
Right.
But with NLP, ChatGPT changes the game.
How's
Imagine telling it, oh, you're allergic to nuts, and you want a cozy romantic place for a special occasion. It takes all those details and actually remembers them, even remembers things from your past conversations, and then suggests a place that's perfect for you.
Wow, okay. That's seriously impressive. It's like ChatGPT is actually listening and remembering, not just spitting out whatever. But are people actually switching over? Is Google really losing ground because of this?
That's the million-dollar question, right? The data paints an interesting picture here. There's definitely been a dip in Google's market share, down to about 74%.
That's still a huge chunk of the internet, though.
Oh, absolutely. We're not saying Google's going to disappear overnight or anything. But think about it. For a company that massive, even a small dip, that's still a big deal. It shows that people are, curious and willing to try new ways of finding information.
Plus, Google has other things to worry about on top of all this, right? Like all that regulatory pressure they've been under, those accusations of being a monopoly and all that.
Oh, for sure. It's like they're fighting a war on two fronts. Battling these new AI tools like ChatGPT while also dealing with increased scrutiny over their existing power. It's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out.
It really is kind of mind-blowing to think about where this could all go. Like, we always joke about the robots taking over and all that, but are we actually on the verge of AI being as smart as humans?
It's a question on a lot of people's minds these days, for sure.
It really is. What would it even take for us to, like, fully trust AI with finding information to feel like it truly gets us?
You're hitting on a really important point there. It's about more than just like mimicking human conversation. We're talking about achieving artificial general intelligence.
Artificial general intelligence.
Exactly. AGI for short. It's like the holy grail of AI, a machine that can actually think and reason like a human across the board, not just for specific tasks.
Okay, now that's getting into some sci-fi thriller territory for me. Are we talking full-on robots walking among us scenarios here? Like, how close is that to actually happening?
Well, the robots are still a way off, I think. But in terms of AGI, it might be closer than you think. OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT,
Yeah.
they've got some seriously ambitious plans. There's even been talk about adding video calling to future versions of ChatGPT.
Wait, hold up. AI that can actually see and react to us live? That changes everything.
It's huge, right? Think about what that could mean for search. Instead of just telling you how to make that apple pie recipe, imagine the AI could actually show you a step-by-step, like a live cooking show, but right there in your chat window.
Okay, now you're making me both completely amazed and a little terrified at the same time. I mean, how much can this AI really understand? It almost feels like
Yeah.
too much.
It's totally understandable to feel a little apprehensive. We are talking about stepping into uncharted territory here. But think about the potential benefits. Like, imagine AI working alongside doctors to help diagnose patients during those virtual appointments everyone's doing these days, or scientists being able to collaborate with AI on some incredibly complex research projects, all in real time through video.
I see what you're saying.
That ability to process and respond to what it's seeing instantly, that could revolutionize how we solve all kinds of problems.
Yeah, the possibilities are pretty much endless when you think about it that way. But with all this crazy AI stuff happening, how's a giant like Google reacting to all this new competition coming up so fast. Yeah, the possibilities are pretty much endless when you think about it that way. But with all this crazy AI stuff happening, how's a giant like Google reacting to all this new competition coming up so fast? Are they freaking out yet?
Well, I don't think it's quite panic mode over at Google HQ just yet. It's not like one is going to replace the other overnight, you know? Like AI is definitely moving fast. Think about how quickly smartphones changed everything, right? But Google is Google. They're not just sitting on their hands. They're already building AI into what they're doing, constantly changing things up.
So it's less of a sudden death match and more of a marathon, with Google trying to keep up with, like, a super fast sprinter.
That's a good way to put it. The real question is, can they keep up? They've got the resources, sure, but it's not like they haven't had any stumbles. Remember that overviews thing they launched? Using AI to summarize web pages?
Oh, yeah, I tried that. I felt like half the time it was summarizing something totally different. Not exactly reassuring.
Exactly. Even Google, with all the smarts and the money in the world, they're going to make mistakes. It just goes to show how tricky it is to build AI that really works. They can't afford too many slip-ups, though, not with things moving this fast.
So where does that leave us? Is this like the beginning of the end for Google as we know it? Should we all be getting ready to work for our AI overlords?
I wouldn't start practicing your robot greetings just yet. It's less about an ending, really, and more about the beginning. We're talking about a whole new way of accessing information. Imagine a world where AI doesn't just answer your questions, but can create stuff too, you know? Like write news articles or poems, maybe even music.
Wow, that's kind of both incredibly cool and more than a little intimidating.
It's a wild ride for sure. And the best part is we're all on this ride together, you know? As users, as creators, and yeah, even as those big companies like Google trying to figure out what it all means. So more than anything, just stay curious, stay informed, but stay critical too. Don't believe everything an AI tells you just because it sounds smart. Ask questions. That's how we're all going to make the most of this exciting new world.
It's like the Wild West out there, but with algorithms instead of cowboys. Who knows what the future holds, but it sure is exciting to watch it all unfold. Maybe one day, AI won't just be answering our questions, but actually debating different sides of an issue, just like a panel of experts. Would that make us more informed? Or just more confused? That's something to think about as we keep diving deeper into this world of AI.